Hello, little dreamers. As the stars twinkle above and the night blankets the world, are you snuggled up, ready for a tale? Tonight, we're venturing into the heart of a magical forest, where courage, friendship, and a shiny slide await us. So, tighten your blankets, let your imagination soar, and let's dive into the world of Sammy Squirrel. Once upon a time in the peaceful forest, there lived a brave little squirrel named Sammy. Sammy had a bushy tail, bright, inquisitive eyes, and paws as agile as a dancer's. Sammy loved to explore and discover new things, and he always felt a surge of excitement in his heart whenever he stumbled upon an adventure. One sunny day, as Sammy scurried through the forest, he saw something that made his eyes widen with curiosity. It was a slippery slide, glistening in the golden rays of the sun. Sammy's heart started to beat a little faster with a mix of apprehension and excitement. He had never seen anything quite like it before. Sammy slowly approached the slide, feeling its coolness against his paws. He took a deep breath, summoning all his bravery, and climbed to the top. From up there, he could see the whole forest spreading out like a colorful quilt. "I'm going to slide down," Sammy declared with determination, even though his tiny heart was still a little afraid. With a nervous giggle, Sammy placed his furry bottom on the slide, and whoosh! He was sliding down, faster and faster, with the wind tickling his cheeks. Sammy couldn't help but let out a joyful squeal. But as Sammy reached the middle of the slide, he realized he was going too fast. Panic gripped his heart, and he squeezed his eyes shut. Just when he thought all hope was lost, he felt a small paw reach out and grab hold of him. It was his friend, Rosie Rabbit. "Hang on tight, Sammy!" Rosie shouted over the whooshing wind. Together, they gathered their courage, squeezing each other's paws tightly as they flew down the slide. Down they went, twirling and spinning, until they finally landed at the bottom with a soft, triumphant thud. Sammy's heart was still beating fast, but he couldn't help but smile. He had conquered the slippery slide and discovered the power of friendship and teamwork. As Sammy and Rosie caught their breath, they heard a rustling sound behind them. They turned around to find all their forest friends gathered around, clapping and cheering. "You were so brave, Sammy!" exclaimed Benny Bear, giving him a big, bear hug. "I'm proud of you, Sammy," said Mia Mouse, her tiny voice filled with admiration. As the sun began to dip below the trees, casting a warm, golden glow over the forest, Sammy had an idea. He whispered it to Rosie, who nodded with a mischievous grin. Sammy cleared his throat and announced, "We would like to thank everyone for cheering us on and remind you all to shine bright like the stars, even when you're feeling a little bit scared." With those wise words, Sammy and Rosie started saying goodnight to everyone. They said goodnight to the whispering leaves, the blooming flowers, and the twittering birds. Good night, gentle waves of the ocean, they whispered softly. Then, one by one, all the forest friends said goodnight and disappeared into their cozy homes. As Sammy climbed into his own cozy nest high up in the trees, he felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over him. He had overcome his fears, discovered the power of friendship, and now it was time to surrender to the tranquility of sleep. With a whispered good night to the moon peeking through his window, Sammy closed his eyes, surrounded by the gentle lullaby of the forest. And so, our tale comes to a close under the silvery gaze of the moon. Just like Sammy, always remember, even when you're feeling tiny or scared, with friends by your side and bravery in your heart, you can achieve the most magical of feats. Sleep tight, little dreamers, and may you slide into your dreams just like Sammy, full of adventure and warmth. Until next time, sweet dreams, and good night.